This video was requested a lot by people, so a while ago I put out this Solvarch showcase where I took care of a bunch of mutant defenders in battlegrounds, and I've received a handful of comments from people asking for a little bit more of an in-depth explanation, so here it is. First things first, just know that you want your attack armor or attack stat focus to be armor penetration, and don't worry too much about your sig level. Sig 1 is like the least you'll need, just so he is like slightly more annoying for unblockable attackers on defense. As an attacker, the utility really, you never want to use it. And for the relic, I have a Starkey relic with an armor penetration secondary, and I have it a rank 2. Ideally, you want to invest in your relic as much as possible, because for certain fights like Captain Britain, you don't want to fall short, and you want all the damage you can get. So a brief rundown of how Solvarch works is that he has two modes. He has a blue and orange mode. Consider his blue mode ramping and his orange mode damage. And you switch between modes by using your special 1, and your special 2 is like utility or damage. Solvarch also has this function of having like energy, so anytime he applies a cold snap, anytime he takes damage from a mutant, or anytime he just takes energy damage, he will just get charges, as you'll see. And ideally you want it to get it to 100. While you're in blue, it will slowly go up, and while you're in orange, it will slowly go down. And as you see, when I convert to orange, my charges start going down and I stop placing cold snap. Additionally, I have this reverb that will scale based off of the number of charges I have, so ideally you want it as high as possible, and then you can always use your special 1 to go back to blue. Also, it's important that you have plenty of armors and energizes, which you get by tapping block during any of your special attacks. The number of energizes you have correlates to attack rating, and it's good to have. So I'm going to restart and show his safe rotation. This is the one that I recommend you use if like you want full control of a fight and are like concerned about eating special 3s. It will be special 2, special 1, special 3. So what you want to do is build up to a special 2. Don't worry about baiting out specials, and you want your energy to be at 60, or at least 60, before throwing your special 2, because you want to give yourself 11 armors. The 11th armor you cannot convert into an energize. However, after you convert the rest of your armors into energizes, you'll have 1 left over, and it will allow you to maintain some reduction in crit penetration. Also, as you can see, while you're in blue, your special 2 places this indefinite power drain that stays paused as long as you're in blue. And from here, you just want to build up to about 80 energy, I would say. So if this were like a war fight, and I didn't want to bait any specials, I'd do a lot of like anti-baiting and just like not letting him throw any specials. But here, it's just Winter Soldier. After that, I'll throw my special 1 when I'm at 3 bars and 80 power. I'll tap block a bunch of times, and then the special 3 will kill. So this is the very safe rotation. I recommend this if you're not as comfortable with the fight. However, this isn't what you need to do. So you can skip the special 2 at the beginning and just go straight for special 1, special 3. Now, if you fall short, you do risk eating a special 3 to the face, whereas the special 2 rotation, you go back to blue after your special 3, so you'll just start power draining again, and yeah, you'll just restart your rotation of just getting armors, getting back to your special 2, special 1, special 3. It's like pretty straightforward. Here, you just go for a special 1 at 3 bars, go for a 5-hit combo. I'm not going to use the longer stun because typically you'd run against Limber, and I do a heavy after my stun because it's a single hit, and it will just like do more damage compared to like doing like mediums, and just gets you to that specialty faster. I'm just going to quit out here and show you that this special 1, special 3 rotation without any boosts does about 470 damage, 470,000 damage. And this could get you, or this typically gets you kills in battlegrounds, especially with class advantage against the mutant. And then against some other like non-mutant defenders, you would just want to do more basics to whittle down the defender. And for a quick review of Solvarch on defense, so if you deal energy damage, Solvarch will start dealing that damage back to you, so you don't want to deal energy damage against him. However, if you are a cosmic, he won't do that energy damage back to you, and it'll still be slow. He also has this other ability where he regens half the energy damage he takes. Sorry, I'm all over the place. But against cosmics, he won't deal damage back to you, so it's pretty safe. As you'll see, just fighting Solvarch normally, the armors make him tanky, and the energizes just make it so that you constantly bait specials. But if you can manage to remove the armors with pulverize or armor break here, he loses that critical penetration or reduction and becomes a lot squishier, or he'll take more damage. So ideally have that, ideally do like physical damage. And yeah, another thing is that he has a chance of throwing a special 1 while he has multiple bars because he's an idol. So be aware of that. Get ready. Here, he's throwing a special 2. Sometimes you break out of it like that. It's weird, but that's not what I wanted to show. What I wanted to show is that if he throws the special 2, it is punishable. So here, I wasn't so lucky. I'm also just bad at dexing because you gotta do it later. Yeah, just trying to get him to throw a special 2 here. There, you can do that little dash in after all the punches, and you can punish it that way. Now, I have that, well, I don't have extra gameplay here to show. What I can do is watch my own gameplay. So I have these, this is just taken from my old Solvarch video, and I'll be just going through it. Now with Captain Britain, I use this little strat. I don't know if it's like efficient, but it's important that you run the Petrify Mastery. I have it maxed out, so that way I can do a 5-hit combo, parry heavy, and she's at just under a bar of power. So here, the reason why I heavy is so that I can get this exhaustion, and I'm going to go for a stand-up intercept and attack her, and it will get neuroshocks on me, which gives her charges and gets her to psionic mode earlier. And you'll see that I won't have to bait a special from her. Because, yeah, Psionic mode, her special 3 is disabled, and while she's at 3 bars, she won't do anything about it. And yeah. That's how we take care of Captain Britain. Next, I have a Jean. For Jean, I get hit on purpose in order to get Neuroshocks on me, because you have willpower and you regen half of energy damage. You'll just heal back that damage. It's not a big deal. And yeah, just using that extra energy, I'll stay at 100% and do a bunch of damage. Now, I use the special one immediately here because it's a mutant. If it's a non-mutant defender, definitely build the 3 bars first, so you do more damage and make sure that like your specialty kills. But for mutants, you deal more damage, so getting that energized sooner so you can get to that special 3 sooner makes more sense. And here the special 3 kills. Onto this onslaught. I just eat hits here just to get power. Since onslaught's a mutant, I just take less damage, and I'm willing to take that bit of damage just for speed. And since onslaught is a squishier mutant, I don't even go for a special 3 here, and I just use a special 2 to finish out the fight. And that concludes my Solvarch guide. It's a bit short. I don't really think he's the most complicated champion, but hopefully this helped you out seeing just the general rotations. Of course, if you have a good understanding of how he works, you can be a lot more free with your rotation. He's quite flexible. Yeah, thank you.